Shalom. That's a greeting that's universal. Shalom can be used as a greeting. It can also be used as a saying goodbye. And it's an awesome word because it talks about the fullness of life. Most of us interpret shalom as meaning peace. That is one of the meanings of it. But in reality, it means that you would have everything that life could give you. That you would be fully everything that you dreamed to be, everything that God the Father wanted you to be. And one of the stories that I wanted to share this morning was about a man by the name of Dr. Cronin. He was a very famous surgeon back in the middle of the 20th century, back in the days before they had discovered a way of having a vaccine for diphtheria. And one day, a little girl had diphtheria, and he had to open her throat and scrape it from all the mucus that was in there and the membranes. And then he had to put in a tube to help protect her. And after about midnight, after he'd been staying up with her most of the night, he had a nurse with him, and he told the nurse that he needed an hour of sleep, and during that time she would need to be watching this girl, and that if perchance, which it might very well happen, that the tube would fill up, it was her responsibility to pull the tube immediately and blow it out and clean it out and to reinsert it. Not come get him before she did it, but do it herself, and then after she had completed the task, she was to come get him. Well, of course, that's what happened. The tube filled up, and a young nurse, who was a country girl, got frightened, and she forgot everything she was doing, and she got up and she ran to get the doctor. And when the doctor got back, the child was dead. Well, the doctor was angry. He was furious with her because she hadn't followed directions. And he proceeded to read her the riot act for about 15 minutes. And she was hanging her head, and she was despondent and blue and all of that. And he told her he was going to write a letter and have her disbarred by the nursing board the next morning. And her head dropped even further, and she looked up into the eyes of the doctor, which were eyes were filled with tears, and she said, "Please give me another chance." And the doctor, for a moment, thought about it, and he began to feel a sense of pity for the girl because she was so distraught. And then he thought more about it, and he realized that back in his younger days, he had gone to Jesus Christ the Master, and he'd asked him to please give him another chance. And that's what happened. And so he was appalled with the fact that he might do this. And so the next morning he told her he wouldn't do it, and he wouldn't do it, and he would give her another chance. And he went on to say that later, Dr. Cronin said later, that she became the lead nurse in one of the biggest hospitals in the British Empire because she got another chance. One of the wonderful things about the universe and about the God that's part of our universe is that no matter how we screw up and what we do to mess up our lives, we can always ask for another chance. And for some reason, the God of the universe, who is not at all like many of us who don't want to give people many chances, he's always open to saying, yes, you are forgiven, grace has come in, you are set free, and I want to wish you shalom for your life, is what Jesus would say. And that's what I know he wants to do for each of us today. He wants us to discover the reasonableness and the reality of having another chance. If you don't need another chance, there's somebody else in your life that needs another chance, and so won't you try to give them that chance? I pray to that end as I wish you shalom.